Welcome, super smarties. Let the learning begin. Let's start with the temperature check. Which zone are you in? Make your zone known. Remember, in our room we use block talk, but you can use any object. You can also create a special signal, a zone signal for yourself. And each day or throughout the day, check in, especially if you're in distance learning, because you don't have the normal transitions that you have in a classroom. So you're not naturally going outside and coming inside and running around at recess time and doing natural breaks between your learning and making transitions and shifts. You may be working straight through things or playing outside and then coming in and sitting for a long period of time, or working early in the morning or later in the afternoon. So it's important that you check in to make sure that you're regulated and ready to learn, or ready to listen, or ready to work and get along with your family. Those are your classmates now, and your new teacher, and your new normal. I'm in the green zone. I have a special growth mindset affirmation. Opportunities to grow are all around us. So all day, every day, even though your world might feel a little bit smaller right now, there are new things to learn, even in the context of your house, with your family, with brothers and sisters, neighbors on your street. But what's important is that in your own smart brain, you remember, you think and you remember that opportunities, your chances to grow are all around. They're hiding in plain sight all around you. All right, the mind shift that we're going to do today is influenced by or inspired by Kinno. Now, Kinno brought dice and he was playing a game with the dice. And so one of the mind shifts that we do based on Kinno's practice is you can play the game. So you're going to just breathe while you are matching the dice, matching the dominoes. Match the dominoes. Domino Duo. So dominoes have numbers on both ends, and then you have to match them up in a game until you are able to get rid of all of yours that you've taken in, and usually you play with 10 or 12 of them. And you have to pick more if you can't play, so you end up with sometimes more than 12. So what you're going to do is breathe while you pretend that you're matching the dominoes. You could use real dominoes and breathe and match the dominoes. Not necessarily play the game, but just mindfully do it as kind of a project. Just match them, match them, match them. It's good for subitizing and numeracy, being able to see the numbers and match them, or color matching. Oftentimes the dominoes are different colors at the end, so you're matching colors or sets of numbers. But it's also a good mind shift just to think about matching them up and deep breathing while you're doing it. So it's playing the game, Domino Duo. Another thing that you can do is pretend to see how many spots are on them. And ideally you'd do 5 and 5 and no more than 5. And dominoes often will go even to 12. I don't have 12 fingers, so it'll be a little bit harder. So we're not going to exceed 5 because we have 5 digits on each hand. So let's imagine that there are 5 dots on one side of the domino and 4 on the other. So what we're going to do is inhale to a count of 4 and exhale to a count of 5. So we're using the dominoes. Now, if you had an actual domino, you could inhale to the actual numbers you counted in your head. But we're going to count it on our hands and just imagine the dots. So it's a count of 4 in and 5 out. So it would be like this. You want to push all the air out. Now this time we'll do it to 3 and 2. So 3 and 2, so I'm going to start with the opposite hand, always with the smaller inhale and with the larger exhale because we want to push out more breath. Ready? All right, so that was our mind shift. The idea is that we're just oxygenating our body and getting ourselves regulated and ready to learn. Our goal is to be calm, focused, so we have control of our attention, and self-aware. Okay? So let's change up our calendar. Yesterday was not Sunday. And it looks like my eraser has disappeared. There's one at the end of my pen here, so I'm going to use that. It's a magic pen. And it's not the 27th because it was the 27th. So one more than 27, 27, 28. Make an S down through the garden and then go back through the gate. That makes 8. So it's 4-28-20. We're almost finished with the month. So yesterday was Monday. I need a face space. Trace the face space. Capital M-O-N-D-A-Y. And then a period. That's in the past now. And we can't have 2 Mondays in a row. So let's erase this Monday. And let's move Tuesday up. Let's check with our smart cards. Monday, Tuesday. Remember, 2 days start with a T. The first one is two, and the second one is. So if you don't see the diagram, you know you're on the correct T day. Today is capital T-U-E-S, day. D-A-Y. We've done this so many times. We're going to end with a period because it's just a declarative sentence. We're just telling something, not asking something, and not saying with strong feeling. We've done day so many times, it should now be living in automaticity in your smart brain. Tomorrow will be, what letter do you expect to see? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Make sure you enunciate clearly. You still can't hear all of the syllables. This is a very long word, so we're going to stretch it out. Capital W-E-D-N-E-S-D-A-Y. And my W got a little bit close, so it was very difficult to see the separation between the two V's. The double V is what it really should be. Okay, today is not Monday. Silly banana head. Today is Tuesday. Capital T-U-E-S-D-A-Y. It's still April for about a minute. 3 more days, right? Well, 2 more days now if we don't count today. 2 in the tens place, 8 in the ones place, and it's still 2020. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday's in the past. Today's in the present. It's with us. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. That's in the future. Now let's look carefully. There's not much on my portable calendar board today. There's just a simple sentence. It was a, and then there's a blank line, so we have to fill in the blank, day. Ooh, and there's no punctuation, so let's add some punctuation. Period. Okay, now I have 3 choices. The first one is 2 words. Whew, this is really long. Let's break it down by syllable. Uncomfortably. Whoa. Uncomfortably. Uncomfortably. I broke the syllable wrong. Uncomfortably. Uncomfortably. That is really a long word. Uncomfortably. 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 That means it doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. Comfortable means it feels really good. Uncomfortable is the opposite. Once we add this prefix of un, it means not that. Uncomfortably warm, which seems like it's not cool and not comfortable. So uncomfortably warm seems like another way to say hot, right? Oh, look, there it is, hot. Uncomfortably warm, hot, blistering, that seems like it's super, super hot. It was and we would have to make it an an uncomfortably warm day. That seems like it's kind of a way to say hot. Or we could say, it was a hot day. That seems hotter than uncomfortably warm, right? Or we could say, it was a blistering day. And that somehow seems more hot than hot. So what we call this is, drumroll please, it's magical. It's called shades of meaning. So we're saying the same thing, and we're not saying it radically differently, but we're saying it differently enough that what it communicates to a reader is that the day was hotter. So this seems hot, but it seems cooler than this hot. So this seems getting a little bit warmer. And then this one seems really, really hot. So we kind of move from cooler to warmer to hotter. It was an uncomfortably warm day. Seems cooler than it was a hot day, which seems cooler than it was a blistering day. So when you're writing and you're wanting to convey meaning, sometimes picking a synonym, a word that means the same thing but is written different and sounds different, sometimes that different word, that synonym, might make the feeling that you're conveying bigger, deeper, stronger, stretch it further. So when you're looking for words to describe things, think of other ways you could describe it that basically mean kind of the same thing, and see where on, this is called a spectrum, see where on the spectrum it falls. Is it less this, medium this, or more this? And what are you wanting your reader to feel when they read it? If I read, it was an uncomfortably warm day, I think if I'm wearing a lightweight sweater, I'd probably have to take it off and I'd still be comfortable in short sleeves. If I hear it was a hot day, I'm thinking I want to put my hair up, maybe wear a hat, find some shade, drink cool water. If I hear it was a blistering day, I think I want to put on some sunscreen and go swimming. I'm going to need to be in water, not just drinking it. So think about the meaning of what you want to convey. How do you want your reader to feel when they read your words? And using contextual clues like this, where you push into your writing a word that somehow has more oomph or more power or makes someone feel more sad or more happy. Those words are powerful because they sit on a spectrum with shades of meaning. That was super fun. Make sure you are putting this into your notebook, composition book, notebook, loose piece of paper that you put together so you make kind of a journal, a record of our history of walking through this Corona venture together, and all these little subtle things that are hiding in these little micro lessons that we do, these little brain bites and schema snacks, because all of these things are going to inform the learning that you have ahead of you in your future. So let me move my handy dandy portable calendar and my smart cards. And voila! So now let's take a field trip. Honk honk, beep beep, climb aboard the bus. We're going on a learning field trip to build up our schema. Now this is kind of a hybrid micro lesson. It's a little bit math, a little bit ELA. Okay, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. Okay, is the math the country or the rock and roll? I think ELA is the rock and roll. No, I think ELA is the country. Math is the rock and roll. Because sometimes it's so hard. Because we need to make more compressions. Well, it feels hard. But what we know is opportunities to grow are all around us. So we're going to grow by doing a hybrid lesson. So this is information that we see largely in ELA. Sentences, questions, that's language arts. except when the questions are asking us about data, numbers. So when we look at a calendar really has numeric information. It is a cycle, and there is a pattern to it. When we ask these questions, we're getting our brain ready kind of for what's called word problems, where ELA jumps over to the universal language of number, and it invites the learner to access it through the other side of the brain. So you're processing logically by using words and numbers together, which sometimes that can be very confusing because you have to be able to understand what's being asked and break down the sentences, and then you have to also get to the numerical information. So stay with it. Grit, stamina, and perseverance. You've got this. We're going to math it up, but we're also going to learn how to use some strategies to hold one side of our brain and make it work in tandem with the other side. Okay, so calendar math. Here is the first order of business, the first command. Okay? Color all the weekend days green. So the first thing I have to do is find a colored pen that is what color? Color all the weekend days green. So I need green. Can I use this? No. Why not? Because it is not green. So even if I can find weekend days, if I use this, will I be bing, bing, bing correct, or will I be wrong? I'll be wrong. So when you're looking at a word problem, you have to get all the information. It's called extrapolate, or take out all the information that you need to know so that your answer can be correct. So I need green first, so I have green. Then I need to color all. That means every single one of them of the weekend days. So here's the important thing. Weekend. So the weekends fall like bookmarks at both ends of the week. So here we put it in blue, Sunday and Saturday in blue, but my directions are telling me green. So I'm looking for Sunday and Saturday. So I come down to my calendar of April, and I'm looking for Sunday at the top. Sunday. So here is Sunday, and I also need Saturday. So I'm looking for the other S. No. Here it is. Now, every day that is a day of this month is going to have a number in its box. And each of these rows is a different category. They're all days of the month, but they're different days of the week. So this is Saturday, this is Sunday, but every single box here with a number was or is or will be a Saturday. So I want to color all of the Saturdays. Now in your journal, you can make this, or you can have someone draw the calendar on a piece of paper, or you could even print it out on a computer. That would be pretty simple to just do a search and print it out. And then you can use a crayon. I don't want to color over the black with my green because it will contaminate my marker. So that's why I'm just going around it. So the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. And those days are all over now. Those were all Saturdays. Now let's come to this side. Sundays. This wasn't a Sunday in April because it's blank, so I'm not going to color that in. The 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. And these days are all over too. So there are now no more Saturdays or no more Sundays in this month. So there are no more weekend days in this month. So now I've done number 1, color all. I did all. The weekend days, green. Let's look at number 2. Put an X on the first day of the month. Did it tell me what color? Nope. So does it matter what color? Nope. So could I use any color? Yep. And so I'm going to use black. That way, when I cross over black, it won't contaminate it. And the first day. So I need an X, and I need the first day. So what number represents the first? First is an ordinal number. What's the cardinal number that means first? Do you see how many fingers I have up? I'm signing first. So What number am I looking for? 1. Do you see all the information that's living in this one command? An X, the first day of the month. So we have to find the month. We have to know what first means and what number represents first. And then we have to be able to make an X, but it doesn't matter what color. So I'm looking for a 1. And nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Here's a 1, and I'm going to put an X. I'm going to put a kiss on it. Kiss that day goodbye. So now I put an X on the first day of the month of April. Now we're going on to command number 3, the third one. Put a sun on the third Wednesday. Okay, so I need to draw a sun, and it didn't tell me what color, so any color is fine. But I need to know that I'm doing a sun, and I'm putting it on the third Wednesday. So I need to find Wednesday. I need to know how to make a sun. I need to know what day is Wednesday, and I need to find the third one. So just like first was a 1, third is what number? Third is the ordinal. What's the cardinal number that represents third? It's a 3. So I'm going to find Wednesday. So again, just like I found Sunday and Saturday, I'm going to go right on my stream across the top, the labeled stream across the top that has all the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So here's Wednesday, and I need the third one. So I'm on Wednesday. Here is not the third day of the month, the third Wednesday. So I'm going to go down. Here's the first Wednesday. Here's the second Wednesday. Here is the third Wednesday. So what was the number of the day for the third Wednesday? 1 in the tens place, 5 in the ones place. We call that 15. So now I need to make a sun on the third Wednesday. Now let's go on to the fourth command. Put a heart on these dates. Oh, there were no dates there. So let me put some dates here. So I'm just going to randomly pick out some dates. And I think what I'm going to do is use my touch cards. So let me reach in and see what I find. That's an incomplete question, so now I have to pull something. Whoa, 24. I'm going to pick another one. Sticking. Sorry. 20. Wonder if I'm going to get any single digits. And 7. All right, so these are my 3 dates. 24, 20, and 7. So here's a single digit. So 1, 2, 3. So I need a heart. Let me make sure I remember. A heart on these dates. So I have 7. I have 20. And I have 24. So how many hearts am I going to make? 7, 20, 24. 3 hearts, and those are the numbers they have to be on. So these dates, 7, 20, 24. All right, so 7. So I'm coming down to the numbers. I know they're in the count sequence. They're in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way I can make a heart is make the 2 and stop. I don't make the line across the bottom, and then I make it backwards too. So there's 7. I've got the 7. 20. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Backward, forwards, backwards. So now I have my 20, and I have 1 more to do, heart. And it's 24. 21, 22, 23, 24. 1 last heart. Now I've done all 3 of those. What do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? I don't see anything that they all have in common. So, what this would be is a question that we can't answer. Now, can we find anything in common with any of those numbers? Well, these two are what? They both start with 2s, and they both are double digit. So 20 and 24 are double digit. And we'll take out all. What do they have in common? What do they have in common? 20, 24, and 7. So 20 and 24 are double digits. And they're both even. Oh, I do see what they all have in common. I can put the all back in. This math is really stretching me. Watch. Now look. 7, 20, and 24. 7, 20, 24. Right now they all have hearts on them, so they all have that in common. But look carefully at what else we did on the board that makes these three have something in common. If I had said 11, I couldn't say that they had this in common, because I see that those two are double digit and even, but 7 isn't a double digit and it's not even, and it doesn't go into any of those evenly. So, but do you notice? If I would have picked a 5, an 18, a 12, a 25, a 19, a 4, a 26, or an 11, I couldn't have done this. They are all weekdays. So they're all weekdays. None of them are weekends. All weekdays. So this is good information, but it's not about all of them. I would have had to take the all away. So sometimes when you come to a question, the information is not obvious, so you have to persevere through it. And sometimes you have to find any information you can, and while you're searching for that information, it's almost like a magical puzzle that just appears. All right, so let's go on to the next one. That was really hard and kind of fun too. Math can be hard and still fun, and opportunities to grow are all around us. Number 6, what is the name of the month? Okay, so I don't see any words down here, but I do see a word at the top, and it's the month we're in. It is April. So these are words, but they're names of the days of the week, so that's not going to help me. It's asking for the name of the month. Up here it was asking for what they all have in common. So now I need name of the month. So I'm framing out the information that's vital to me. And I see April. How many days, number 7, how many days are in the month? So I now want a total number of days that are in the month. Now, I don't need to count them all. All I need to do on this is go to the very last day. If 1 was the first day, when I stop filling in boxes, that's when I know that's the last day of the month. So I'm coming down and I see this is empty and this is empty, so we're not going to count those. And here I see a 3 in the tens place, a 0 in the ones place. That's the number of 30. And I don't see anything beyond it. And it doesn't matter what came before it, because this is the last day of the month. So the last number we say in a count sequence is the total number in all. If we don't see any other numbers, there aren't any more days. So the total of number of days, how many, the total, are in the month, is this number. 3 in the tens place, 0 in the ones place. 30 days.